We might as well get started while we're in the eye of the storm.
Hold on. Steven has to pick the skin off his hand. He's picking the skin off his hand as you started. Ew! Oh my God!
That's me!
Now there's something actually to pick off the table.
Now you can actually put it on the table.
Get it off the table! Eat it! Eat it!
No.
Eat the skin!
Yeah, this is the only thing left.
The lotion. He puts the lotion in the basket.
He puts the lotion on his hand.
He rubs the lotion on.
Can you stop doing that?
Ew.
Jesus, Steven.
It's the only thing left peeling.
We're in the eye. We're in the eye of the
Sunburnt.
storm right now because it literally was just downpouring cats, dogs, and hamsters, and then out of nowhere, it stopped.
Yep.
So we're thinking it's probably going to pick right back up at some point.
It's going to be like Wizard of Oz, and we're about to be in the sky,
So if you guys are listening on the audio download, I do highly recommend that you go ahead and watch it on YouTube because we know that this is a very visual medium. We like to show a lot of stuff, especially this week when we're going to talk about the memes that you guys sent in, as well as last week when you guys sent in memes. There's a lot that we show, plus seeing the reactions of Todd.
That's the key right there.
It's
like
the
the body
reactions.
language and the looks that we give each other.
And
stuff you don't hear.
Right, and
the times I whip it out.
Todd's naked half the time.
Yep.
We know that a lot of people like to listen into the car, but what upsets me is I listen to Kevin.
Well, just prop it up like in your dashboard
While you're
and
driving.
watch it while you're driving.
Don't do that.
Just put it right in by the speedometer.
What I was going to say is, listen to Kevin Smith's Smodcast. And they show things all the time, but they don't even have a place to go look for those after the fact. They don't post the,
They don't have an archive or anything?
Well, for a while they tried YouTube and didn't work for them.
He's doing some YouTube stuff now with his Fat Man on Batman.
Well,
show.
because he got onto an MCN and created a deal where they'll promote his stuff and stuff like that. When he tried to build it on his own, it didn't really build that much, but they weren't putting up enough. They should put up all their shows
for sure.
on video. It doesn't cost that much. Well, what is crazy that we know is that I got a bunch of comments the other day saying that how much the person in particular appreciated the quality of not only the audio, but of the video and the editing of this show. They're like, it's not just a boring-ass Google Hangout where the audio sucks and the lighting sucks and it's just people sitting behind their computers just bullshitting.
They don't mind the focus?
Even when it's out of focus, it's still better than most of the other podcasts out there. Even guys with huge companies, what that Linus Tech guy, he mentioned him. He's got over a million subscribers.
Oh, Linus Tech's huge.
Unbelievable video content.
Yeah.
But their podcast is just one angle, and they don't really take it to another level. And I think that for us, we always wanted to do, you coming along wanted to do an even better quality show.
He likes to cross the line. He likes to break the 180 rule.
That was not me. That was not me.
That was all
you.
me.
I told him not to do that, and he's like, screw it, put the camera anywhere.
That was all me back then.
But
because I was more in the mindset of, this is a podcast. It's meant to be audio first, but that's because I was listening to somebody else saying, well, podcasts are meant to be this way. And nothing is meant to be anything. Do it however the hell you want to do it to make it work.
Yeah. But I do spend a lot of time on the show. I mean, from setting it up to breaking it down on occasion to the editing to the audio alone. I mean, it takes a couple hours to edit with multi-track, the sound effects, mixing everything down right. Because again, we're pretty much just running this, and there's no one checking cameras, there's no one checking audio.
Yeah, you can't rely on Joe for anything. At all.
It's one of those things I do a lot of it in post to make sure it works out.
And on that note, there's people, because I was on Facebook Live. Facebook Live is huge again because they're actually
now it's everyone can do it.
You can all do Facebook Live. Facebook has rolled that out, and what they're doing is they're rewarding you in their algorithm if you do Facebook Live. So I jumped onto Facebook Live yesterday.
Is that just for pages, or do you think that's for everyone?
No, it's for everybody. Well,
because they don't show you numbers on it.
Everybody, the regular people with a small group of followers.
Regular people.
Who knows?
There's Jared and there's
peasants.
regular people.
Yeah, way to read into that statement. What happened is I went on and I had 2,000 people watching. And throughout the entire thing, the analytics told me there was 8,400 unique people that came in, dropped off, came back in, whatever. Wow. 8,400 unique people, 1,500 comments, a ton of shares. And by the time I logged off, it was already reached 90,000 people, which is higher than normal. And then today, it's over 115,000 reach. So I've also noticed in the past week or so, the videos have been getting more reach, but I think it's because of the clickbaity style titles that aren't clickbait because they answer everything. But that type of thing has been resonating really well because it's been getting shares in interactions and stuff like that.
Nice.
On the flip side, I noticed that Joe tweeted, would anybody listen to a podcast if I made one? And one person liked it. So
Did he
there's
really?
that.
Did he really do
There's-
that?
Did you really?
Absolutely did.
You did?
He's going to finally have a microphone, I
You
think.
did? What's it going to be called? Nobody knows what it is.
Let me. We'll come back to that in a minute. Joe not having a microphone. Let's get to the Pluggy McPluggerson. It's for Rode this week,
My road reel.
and we're not reading anything because it's about myroadreel.com. MYRODEREEL.com. Go to myroadreel.com. We say this each and every year. You have nothing, I mean nothing, to lose to enter this contest. If you don't have a camera, punch yourself in the face because you have a cell phone or a mobile phone that probably does video.
Probably does 4K, too.
You can create anything you want, even with a phone, if you have the right story and you do the proper editing. Get our editing guide when it's out.
Plug.
It will help you. This is what we're saying, is go and enter My Road Reel competition. At very least, if you enter, you may get something free in the mail. I still can't believe that last year they sent everybody a free microphone.
And they didn't pre-announce
That's amazing.
No.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's a $79 microphone. Was
Yeah.
it $59 or $79?
I don't remember.
One
It
or
was
the
around
other.
that.
Free. How about that?
Well, it
It's
ended up
free.
being it ended up being free. They just mailed it out because that's what the owner of the company wanted to do.
That's great.
So not only do they take care of you for entering and trying, but there's a lot of cool prizes. It's great to get out there and just practice and shoot and submit something. You have nothing to lose. If you create something amazing, no matter how you shoot it, whether it's with a red camera or it's with a cell phone, mobile phone, as Todd like, smartphone, whatever.
Smartphone, sure.
Actually, they're cameras today.
It's
It
a
doesn't
phone.
matter. It takes pictures and video. Just enter it.
And the great
Do
thing
it.
is, too, with the new iPhones, the 6s, you can do 4K, which technically you could push in and get 2 angles, too. You can really be on a budget at that point, even though the phone's a little expensive. But if you really had to do it, you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
MyRoadReel.com. Todd, what's that website again?
MyRoadReel.com.
Where do you go, Steven?
MyRoadReel.com.
Shut up, Noah!
How can he read with his glasses hanging off his nose?
I don't know. I
that?
feel like he's reading his upper lip.
Oh, Jesus. Sit there on the step, Noah.
That's funny.
Anyway, so that's myroadreel.com. Go check it out. Just enter. It doesn't get any easier to go and create and enter a competition. It's more fun when you can enter to win something. So go ahead to go to myroadreel.com to enter to win.
That's great.
So before we get to photo news, somebody did send a box in the mail.
Is there anthrax in it?
No, it was checked already. I sniffed it.
Sniff test?
There's dead pigeons in it or something.
Let me give the sniff test.
Well, let me see when it was sent, because it sat in the house for a while before I realized that it was actually there. 312.
Wait, what house? Your dad's house?
Yeah, because it gets shipped to my dad's house.
Oh,
It's
the P.O.
from-
box.
It's raw chicken.
It's from Mr. Jason Jones of Raw Chicken,
Wait,
Brackenburg, PA.
Is this like the only other thing we've gotten since we announced the mail time?
the big
So,
announcement.
There's a letter in here.
Crickets.
There's a letter in here.
Cobwebs. No mail still, Jared.
A little thanks to all you guys. And I'm not going to read what the stuff is because I'll show it to you right now. Thank you, Jason. It says from Pittsburgh. We have in here, let's see who this is for. This one is for. We have stink bombs for Todd. Not a toy. Keep out of the reach of children. Guess it's not going to Todd. Keep it out of the reach of children. We have. What is this? Is this a book? Why it does not have to be in focus. Modern photography explained. I guess that's for Steven.
Yes, finally. I can focus.
We've got. Let's see. The last book is a welcoming gift from for the Fro Factory. I think it would make a nice coffee table book. What is that book? It is. Oh Jesus!
That's too funny, man.
This is funny.
Oh, can you show that?
It's called The Dick Book. It's called The Dick Book. Michael Schutz and Christian
Obviously, that's for you after seeing that shirt you wore the other
The
day.
Dick Book, tuning your favorite body part.
Tuning your favorite body part?
Tuning.
What does that mean?
Tuning?
I don't know. Let's flip through and
I think
look.
Todd tunes his body part all the
Wait.
time.
There's actual penis pictures
Why
in
are
here.
you drooling, Jared?
There's actual. Noah, this is for you. Okay.
That
Then
was
it has
for you.
Then there's how to clean your Porsche.
mane and tail. If you remember from How to Sell the World, the greatest movie ever sold, by Morgan Spurlock. One of the advertisers was Mane and Tail. It's a shampoo that's good enough for you, but also good enough for your horse. And last but not least, it has... Oops. It has a microphone for Joe.
No.
No. Nope. There you go, Joe. There you go.
Oh, this is like the best box ever.
And there you go.
That's great.
So, Joe, don't put your microphone away. You have to
Joe,
hold
your microphone.
It's all sparkly and shiny.
So if you guys
Hold
want
your microphone, Hannah Montana.
Old microphone.
So thank you very much for sending this stuff in. If by any chance you want to send funny stuff in to us, P.O. Box 36, Rich Row, PA 18954. Say Frono's photo on the box or on the slip and who it's for.
I don't really get the stink bombs.
You can also send stuff to Jared's dad if you want.
Well, that's going to the P.O. Box. It's not actually going to my dad.
Peanuts and apples.
It's not going to the house.
Some carrots too.
Jared, somebody send me some apples.
People used to send tea.
We've now got 36 tons of apples at the house.
People
Please
used
pick
to
them
send
up.
tea for Lil. They used to really send tea from
yeah,
England.
that's right.
That's
Yep.
pretty
It was
cool.
really good. What, did you get some sparklies on you? Well, do not put that on my couch. All right, let's get to photo news music. I want to do, brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/fro. I'm thinking we should do tuning dick music. Dick tuning music, care of the Dick Book. I just think it would be funny to do like a harp or something.
Okay.
Harp. I love harp music. All right, in 3, 2, 1, Dick tuning music brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/fro. I like the violin.
Just tuning it up.
What?
All right, here we go. Photo news.
First
My
up, we
joke
have
was out of tune.
the first telephoto lens ever used on the moon is now up for auction, and it's not cheap either. Expected to sell for between $400,000 and $600,000. The lens will hit the auction block the week of April 14th.
Better be a sharp lens.
The lens itself is a Zeiss Tele-Tessar 500mm f8 lens paired with a Hasselblad electric data camera. It was used by Commander Dave Scott during the Apollo 15 mission, and 293 pictures were officially taken with it in the end. The auction description reads, "The holy grail of space collectibles are those that have made it to the moon. This is a quintessential piece of photographic equipment used extensively on the lunar surface, making it a truly remarkable flown artifact from Apollo 15.
Yeah, great.
The best part, though, is that it took a few falls along with the Commander. So there's some like duct tape covering the rear of the lens and the lens cap
That's
itself.
like my lenses.
Yeah, pretty much. Which was applied in space, they say, so it retains, this is what they say, actual lunar dust.
Which lunar dust is important because if you snort it,
Get you high as shit.
you get power.
And then as a bonus, the Commander also autographed the duct tape. And to add to that, the 12-inch silver lens will come with a letter from Scott himself explaining the importance of it on his mission.
Yeah, so what's the importance of that lens?
To film and shoot pictures on the moon.
Okay.
The lens has some special adjustments done to it too for space. They made a giant ring tab to control and pull focus, as well as change the aperture so it could be used with like those giant, huge space gloves. And you can find a link to the auction over on the website. And they even posted a video of the Commander falling with the camera in hand on the moon.
The
actual
it's not
camera.
on the moon. They faked it. He didn't fall on the moon. Was he on a scooter?
He was on a scooter, yep.
Was there a drone capturing footage of him?
There's a bunch of memes, yeah. Phone call.
God damn it, you son of a bitch! You better get your little pussy drones up off the moon, looking down at from the lunar soil, and my daughter's sweet titties under the moonlight. God damn, goodbye, you.
Under the moonlight.
What's your daughter doing out there under the moonlight?
It's Rebecca, right?
You know what? You two better keep sweet Rebecca out of your damn mouth. She's out there at night trying to get a little extra moonlight, suntan, and stirring my moonshine. So go screw yourselves. Goodbye.
You know what's funny though. You say that about Rebecca keeping her out of my mouth. It's not what she said last night.
I'm telling you what, you little hippy-dippy, looking like an upside-down eraser, I'll punch you in the damn
Upside-down
face.
eraser.
Next time I'm up there in the Philadelphia. Goodbye, Jew.
Oh, we talked about this one a few months back, but now it's officially live. It's Facebook's new automatic alternate text tool, which describes photographs to blind people. It's now available. Facebook says this is possible because of Facebook's object recognition technology.
Stephen, can you explain this for the blind people at home? What this photograph is?
Here, let's turn the computers on.
They say it's based on a neural network that has billions of parameters and is trained with millions of examples. So if the photograph shows a picture of a pizza, it'll read off, image may contain food, pizza.
Oh, may
pepperoni.
contain food, pizza.
Yes.
What's it smell like?
Smell-o-vision is not there yet.
Right.
Facebook hasn't invented that yet. They add that with more than 39 million people who are blind and over 246 million who have a severe visual impairment, many people may feel excluded from the conversation around photos on Facebook. We want to build technology that helps the blind community experience Facebook the same way others enjoy it.
I really want to try this out, though.
Now, currently, it's only for English-speaking people who use an iOS device.
So if you're a blind Mexican, you're out of luck?
Unless you understand English, yes. But they are going to roll it out in different languages soon in the near future. And you can see a preview video of it in action. That's over on the website.
FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-178. Was it cool?
It is cool. It's really cool.
So what?
Well, here, let's test it out. Let me see if I can test it out on my computer here. I'll close my eyes. Penis. Oh, all right.
Wait, what's Todd Googling?
Small hot dog.
Foreskin. Oh, all right. Okay.
I think he's looking up that book on Amazon.
Landing strip. Oh, that's unique. Okay. All right. Well, it seems to work all right. Oh, that's
Vertical-
from my brother. That was weird.
Vertical
Happy
smile.
birthday to him, I guess.
Vertical.
Oh, stop. This is why you should watch the show, not listen. So Think Tank has officially rolled out the
Unless you're blind, you will not be able to watch the show.
Yeah, the computer won't work on our show.
It won't work on the show. Joe, guy without microphone.
They released the world's largest rolling photography gear case with their new Production Manager 50. The new roller bag measures 17.3 by 53.1 by 12.6 inches. This thing's huge.
They should call it the 53.
And it weighs between 21
It's called
and
the
30
hooker bag.
pounds,
Stash a hooker in there after you beat her.
depending on what accessories you put in it. And it features all the usual accessories that make Think Tank awesome, like a customizable inside with dividers, lock and cable, raincoat, much more.
I cannot wait to get the raincoat. I am going to prance
huge.
around. Well,
You
we
can
have
put it
one
on
of
your
these,
whole body.
We have one of these bags coming.
Yeah.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do.
Well, we had the
It looks-
Production
it
Manager
looks good.
40, right?
Well, no, we had the 30.
30, okay.
Now we're getting the 50. And what would be cool, I think one of the reviews, I'm not going to say what I really, really want to do because I want it to be a surprise for people, but the practical use that we could do for it, it's meant to put C-stands in it, and it's meant, I want to see if we can pack up the C-stands and pack up a bunch of stuff into it and be like, this is our mobile kit. Of course, it won't take the lights because the lights are much bigger, but it could be like, we're taking these C-stands on the move, on the go, and just roll that bag out.
I wanted to see that because I had one for all my whole light kit, and the damn thing like just ripped apart. The handle broke.
I had one too.
Just really crappy build. It was from Calumet, and that's why they
Well,
no longer
look,
exist.
the Think
but-
Tank
I had
bags.
a terrible like Walmart bag that I just threw stuff in.
You'll notice this, and by the way, Think Tank is not a sponsor. They actually do not spend any money on sponsoring anybody.
We just like their bags.
That is just a fact.
Yeah.
But when they do give us bags when we ask for them, which is nice. And I also bought 300 of my own bags.
Oh yeah.
That's what I sell.
Yep.
And I would not.
Ballistic nylon.
ballistic
won't even go
nylon
through it.
saved me again.
The reason I wouldn't have any other company OEM a bag.
Yeah.
Because if you look at other bags, they always have that weird feel. Like it's like a crappy, not nylon or whatever the material is. It just looks like crap and it feels like crap. And most of them are made in China. The Think Tanks are made in Vietnam. They're just built so damn well.
Yeah, they really are.
I need to replace mine because I can't even get it up the steps because there's no handle that didn't rip off.
Of course, Todd bought a crappy bag, of course.
Seemed like it worked.
Until it broke the
Until
third
it
time
broke.
he used it. Do you know how much the bag is? $600.
Yep.
Well, the one I bought was probably $250, so you get what you pay for sometimes. It lasted a year.
Now, since it'll definitely get heavy once packed, it comes with handles also on all four sides, so it won't fall apart on you
that's
like
good.
yours did.
Yep.
Now, it also has shock-absorbing wheels, too.
That
That'll take a
stuff
lot-
looks cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That is nice.
I wonder if they have
That's
those on
nice.
Todd's C-Max.
And now,
Yes.
as an example of how much it can hold, they say it'll take on 3 to 4 flash heads, 2 to 3 power packs, monoblocks, umbrellas, large collapsed softboxes with modifiers, and large light stands. That's a ton to put in one bag.
It is, and it needs to roll, and it needs to have those wheels.
Yep.
I can't wait for us
Yes.
to get it because we are going to do a real world review on whatever we're going to do with it. We're going to do something good with
And like
it.
we said, it's about $600, and you can see a preview video of them actually demonstrating the bag, showcasing the entire thing.
I
putting
wish
stuff in
Think
it.
Tank would make better videos.
Yes.
The guys on camera are very good. Please make better videos.
They're busy making good bags.
They
you
are
go.
making
Yeah.
good bags.
Leica has officially partnered with smartphone manufacturer Huawei,
It's Huawei.
and for the first time, put Leica lenses into a smartphone. Their new P9 smartphone.
Leica lenses.
Air
And if you're
quotes.
listening at home, you didn't get to see the air quotes.
Yep.
So watch the video.
Now, again, I say lenses plural because there's two of them. What? Two 24mm f2.2 Sumerit ASPH lenses. Now, the dual cameras are 12 megapixels each, with one shooting color and the other black and white. They say this is ideal for improving contrast by 50%, contrast your favorite, and also increases the
Boom.
amount of light the cameras can both see by 300%.
Well, that's cool.
And you'll be able to control focus and depth of field after the fact because there's two cameras. The phone's camera app was designed with pros in mind too, so it'll give you full manual controls as well as Leica's color profiles.
Oh, love Leica's color profiles.
Leica CEO Oliver Kaltner says this isn't a one-time deal either. He says this is a long-term collaboration, so it's not a single product. It's a journey that we are starting.
And if you're a doctor or lawyer, you better put out really quick to get your Huawei Leica phone.
And the new phone will be available later this month, only in Europe and Asia right now.
Sorry, America.
Starting at around 450 pounds, and no word yet
That's heavy.
on if it will hit the U.S. And you can
course
find a
it's gonna.
preview video of the smartphone in action. I put that over on the website, which also comes with some sample photos. And they kind of look like typical smartphone photos, I feel like. Nothing special.
Look, we know that there's more pictures taken every day with iPhones.
Yes.
And now with that iPhone SE having the same innards as the 6S and having the same camera, they're literally, I mean,
For
these
much
are
cheaper,
cameras.
yeah.
These are freaking cameras. What was that?
SE.
Oh.
I think they're great cameras, smartphones, but when it comes to low light, still, you can't do it.
But did you see the new Samsung commercial?
I haven't, no.
Now with better low light, you do most of the things in the dark. You go to a club, you go to parties. Wouldn't it be great to have a phone that takes a better picture in low light?
Yep.
They don't explain. Of course, people have no clue about the shooting, the RAW, and editing and all that stuff. But who's pushing photography more than anything other than the mobile phone makers right
Yeah.
now? You can't bitch at them because it's what everybody has in their pocket. Back in the day, everybody had a point and shoot that they took around with them. Speaking of the dual cameras, there was a Kodak camera that had dual sensors.
Really?
There was a Kodak one that had dual sensors and it had two lenses. And what it would do is when you would zoom out, it would switch from the one to the other. One was a telephoto and one was a wide.
I thought there was another smartphone on the market that's
This wasn't
like
a smartphone.
that.
This was a
I'm
point
just
shoot.
saying currently, I think there's something like that.
There may
similar.
be,
Yeah.
but this Kodak, I remember from Ritz days when I was at Ritz, is that it was a Kodak. It had two sensors and it had two lenses.
That's pretty cool, though.
Wide angle, telephoto, because whatever.
I feel like they just can't put that in a smartphone these days because of the protruding lens.
Well, but
That'll just break
Samsung has
off.
tried that. They've
Yeah.
tried that.
And the iPhone does come out a little bit, but
I can't
Not
believe
enough
that Steve
to-
Jobs would have wanted that.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll see because nothing is pushing photography more than mobile phones. That's getting people interested.
and it's
in
interesting to
photography.
see them team up with like a crazy awesome camera brand.
I like that a lot.
Lomography is at it again and will officially revive the first ever optic lens
Clear.
from 1839. 1839. They kickstarted the campaign just a few days ago, though, and after the first few hours, it already succeeded the goal, raising nearly double the initial goal of $100,000. They're up to like almost $300,000 now.
And how much is in the lens?
The lens itself is going to be about $400 for the early bird special.
And what does it go on?
It goes on Canon and Nikon mounts.
What is it?
The lens is the daguerreotype Acromat 2.9/6.4 art lens.
Best lens ever.
It's a reinvention of the world's first photographic optic lens from 1839, which was originally created for Louis Daguerre by Charles Chevalier.
Oh.
Now, the main difference with the retro lens is that it's designed for Nikon and Canon mounts, like I just said, and uses the Waterhouse aperture plate system.
Love that.
This is a drop-in plate system, which ranges from f2.9 to f16 apertures that you just drop in. It says from silky soft focus, my favorite, to razor sharp images you can drop in each plate. They also include special bokeh effect plates, which have like snowflake and special like sun flare
effects.
Yeah, and it's available in sleek brass or special edition glossy black.
No, I want brass. I don't want black.
So it's $400 for the current early bird special. It was, I think, about $300. That sold out immediately, and it's going to go for about $500 or $600 when it gets released to the public after the Kickstarter campaign.
So guess what? Guess why I still don't like Kickstarter? I love Kickstarter. I love what it does.
Why?
I have not backed a product. I like backing books.
Since you're turkey thing, right? Your Minerka?
The Minerky?
Yeah, that's
the Minerky.
Minerky. I feel like that was the last thing you got on Kickstarter.
No, I got.
Was there something
I
else?
kickstarted Mike Kelly's book.
Oh, Mike Kelly.
I got
yeah.
his book.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I backed De La Soul, and I still haven't gotten the record yet.
Yeah.
So I like
That's the
backing
thing.
books and getting books at some point. The problem with technology stuff is that, like, use the Lily drone, for example. The Lily drone raised about $40 million on Kickstarter.
Wow.
It still hasn't delivered.
That's
And
been
by
how
the
many
time they
years
do
now?
deliver, the technology has already changed. So what they're going to do is they're going to get everybody their product, and then
be
they're
old.
going to release the second version right after.
Yep.
I rather, yes, I understand kickstarting is meant to be if you believe in something, you kickstart it to fund it and get it there. But I just think in this day and age, you're screwed if it doesn't go and they burn the money. You are still taking a risk. And somebody should sell insurance on that. That's funny. They should sell insurance. Like, if Kickstarter fails, get your money back and pay an extra $8. Wow.
I mean, you're investing at that point with no reward, except for getting a product.
Yeah.
Basically, but you may never get the product.
Exactly.
So, but my thing is with the technology is by the time they generally get it out after the 4 delays that they have, they've updated it, and I could have just bought it and gotten
They're
it.
probably already working on the second iteration of
Sure.
the Lily, I bet, by this point.
If it ever comes out.
Because I feel like DJI already implemented a lot of the stuff the Lily had, besides the actual wrist strap to follow them. But a lot of the features, I feel like that's in the DJI Phantom 4 now.
Yeah.
You can also see their Kickstarter promo video, which includes sample pictures. It's over on the website. I will say they all look crazy soft. None of them look sharp or really in
So they look good
focus.
to you?
They look
good.
incredible.
I mean, it's a Lomography lens.
Yeah. And then this next story is pretty awesome. Animator Alexei Zakharov of Russia. He put together. How's he sound?
Oh, Alexei Zakharov.
He put together a stop motion animation
Da.
using.
Da.
Just let that play out.
Niet. Da. Alexei. Kovaslev.
Anyway, he put together this stop motion short film. It's using old photos of U.S. cities from the early 1900s. It's titled The Old New World. The film showcases New York, Boston, D.C., and
Lots of
Baltimore.
white people.
Not Philly, between 1900 and 1940. He used 3D projection mapping based on the original photo to create the environment along with custom 3D models of people moving in the pictures, which is pretty cool. Now, it's something you just have to see to really appreciate, so I posted that over on the website along with a link to behind-the-scenes screen grabs that he posted
That's cool.
from his animation process. Really good stuff, very creative, love it. And then we got Seagate announced the world's first USB-powered 8-terabyte desktop hard drive.
Don't worry, it will break.
It's called the Seagate Innovate, but it's Innov and then the number 8.
So clever.
Innovate.
We bought 1 to 8 terabyte one, and Steven loaded stuff on it, and I couldn't view it on my Mac. I've heard a ton of
I
stories
just got to
about
reformat
they
it
fail.
as exFAT, and that's all.
Yeah, we need to try it again.
Not that it failed or anything. I've always used Seagate drives. I will say that, and I've never had an issue, knock on wood. Now we use Western Digital and a couple of the OWC drives and Lacey as well.
Yeah, we're not Drive. We don't have a Drive sponsor.
Yeah.
As soon as they sponsor us, we're
But
going
if
to
you
use
want to
them all
sponsor
the
the
time.
show,
Yeah, we'll use you. Well, we would like some Lacey Drive. I'd like OWC stuff too.
Yeah. That's what I use all the time.
We just order like when we need something. We're at the point. Not we're at the point. It's just when you need something.
Money's no expense. I just buy it immediately. Ship it overnight.
I will say, though, after doing a couple speed tests on my OWC versus just my Western Digital desktop drive, the Western Digital blew it out of the water
Really?
regarding write speeds.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was a lot faster. Read speeds were about the same, though. So anyway, they say this one's great for photographers and video editors, anyone really on the move. The aluminum housing sports a USB-C connection, too, like the one found in that new MacBook, which supports the USB 3.1 protocol. Now, price-wise, it's only about $349, so it is pretty inexpensive for an
People, you want to talk about backing up?
Yeah, $349. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
and it'll be
pretty
available later this
Really
month.
expensive, though, when it breaks.
Really expensive when it breaks.
That's why you buy two.
Yep.
$700.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
To showcase her photos of sand-filled houses, a photographer filled her house with sand and turned it into a creative exhibit for those images. Now, photographer Emma McAvoy is behind the series called Sand Castles, which is of sand-filled houses from the abandoned mining town of Kolmanskap
Where's that at?
in Namibia.
Oh, in
Wow.
Namibia. I can't speak Namibian.
After months of searching, the perfect house was found, which was scheduled for demolition in a few weeks. She rented it and filled it with 9 tons of sand with a landscaping team of 7 people. It took them 2 truckloads and half a day to get the sand inside the house.
Sounds like Spotless Mind is what it reminds me of.
Right,
That Jim
yeah.
Carrey movie.
Great movie. The exhibition ran from March 31st to April 3rd, and the house was scheduled for demolition the very next day. Very unique. I think kudos to Emma. And you can see the images from inside the exhibition over on the website.
What was her point? What was she trying to get across?
Well, she had these pictures of inside these abandoned houses that were filled with sand, and to showcase them in this exhibit, she filled a house with sand.
I got that. So why was she
And-
shooting houses with sand in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a series she put together called Sandcastles.
When are we going to do an exhibition of Jared's photos?
We can do that.
We should do-
What would the theme be, though?
Well, you have to do
in
it
the
at
space?
a concert or something.
Well, when we get that big-ass Canon printer, we can print out big-ass prints.
40 by 60.
I mean, we can. I talked about doing it at one with Adorama Pics.
Should be like a little mixer. Just hang out and have some drinks. And
That would be cool. You know, I talked to Adorama Pics about it. 'Cause
No
they
drinks, though.
They could. What do you
No
say?
drinks for
No
Todd.
drinks.
Oh, they could print. They could print out metal up to 40 by 60 if they're, you're getting it in person. They can't ship it yet. But I've thought about doing a thing with them where they print them and hang them on the wall. Maybe we do like a sell. We could sell them right then and there or something.
That would be cool.
And make some photo books and come up with something cool.
There you go.
That's something we
Let's
could
do it.
What would the theme be, though? Like, what would the
Well, the theme would just be, for me, it would be photojournalism, photojournalistic style images. Whether it's not sports, I don't think I would sell sports.
Pictures
but
of my Porsche or...
pictures of my Porsche. Everything mostly about me.
it would be
More
mostly
pictures about me.
touring. It would be music photography and some photojournalistic stuff that I've done around the world.
Everybody wears an I Shoot Raw t-shirt there. Not everybody has to wear a mask with Jared's face on it because the whole thing needs to be about me.
So I'd do that, and then I would also have photo books made from them that could be like portfolios,
Autographed by me.
limited edition,
Limited edition, autographed by
signed,
me.
numbered.
Pictures of me on the front.
All right, let's move on.
My Keira Knightley photo will be there.
Ooh, I like
dude,
that.
I still feel like that's like the most viral photo that you ever...
Well,
that I took
You
that
took
photo.
it. I got right out of the shower.
So we should do one for Steven more so than you.
Steven was fixing my hair perfect for that photo. I
I did.
remember. It was wet, dripping hair straight out of the shower.
Literally,
Everybody
like,
has to
2
come
minutes out of the
sweaty for
shower.
Steven's exhibit.
It's done at a Bikram yoga
What
studio.
will Todd's exhibit look like?
Blurry.
Blur.
You have to put on Coke
grainy,
bottles.
Grainy. Lots of grain.
There'd be a lot of sand in the house.
Oh, lots of sand. Yeah, there you go.
Just wheat grain.
Wait, I want to hear some Rain Grain. Do we have that from?
Making it rain grain?
Yeah.
Making it rain grain. That's rain.
We've got computer science researchers are working on a new system that auto-colorizes black and white images with no data input needed. In a new research paper entitled Colorful Image Colorization, UC Berkeley computer vision PhD student Richard Zhang and his team explain how they're using a neural network to create automatic colorizations that can often fool humans.
I have a question.
What's up?
How would it colorize people? That's what that's serious. I want to see how it would colorize
Now
people.
they haven't perfected the system just yet. They say they trained the computer with 1 million color photos, and the new system is now fully automatic, creating a realistic color tone, so they say, compared to previous color systems.
That's pretty cool.
Now, they did test it out. They showcased a group of people 2 photos, one being the real colored image and the other being the computer-generated color photo. The test concluded that 20% of the fake colored photos were thought to be actually the real colored images, meaning the colors are very realistic, the tones look pretty good. Phone call.
Yes, hello, this is your future President Donald J. Trump calling in. I'd like to say I like this camera. I'd like to colorize all of my photographs and keep all the white people white again and make America white again.
Terrible.
That's all. Goodbye and vote Trump.
The only thing you got wrong in that is it would be, I love color. I'm a big fan of color. I like color. I'm here for bringing color back. I mean, I like color. Color's amazing.
I like color. They work at all my hotels.
Every time he talks, he's always like, they're like, well, what do you think about the Latino community? I love Hispanics. I love the Hispanics. They love me. I have them working for me all the time. Unbelievable.
Nice Trump music, by the way.
I've had that on.
I think that's
back order
that's
for
the first
a minute.
time you use that one.
You're welcome.
We may need some Ted Cruz music soon.
Oh yeah, right.
That douche
I already
wizard.
have that music.
So again, they say that it's not perfected just yet, but they are getting closer. And you can see some before and after tests featuring some Ansel Adams landscape images on the site. They look
Amy
pretty good.
Adams?
Ansel Adams.
How does that
Oh.
song go? Closer?
Closer. Which one?
Is it Korn?
9 Inch Nails?
9 Inch Nails. Rape me!
Ooh, that's all right.
Wait, that's Nirvana.
definitely Nirvana.
That's,
It's not Trent
okay.
Reznor and company.
Sounds
You
like-
get me closer to God, faith,
There's some Limp Bizkit in there too while you're at it.
'cause you gotta have faith.
Now, the interesting part is that we used to have to, when I worked at a photo lab, send these out and put everything in there. All the data, like the eye color is brown, the skin tone is dark or light or whatever it may
And
be.
then they sent it to India for colorization.
And the colorization, though, always came back terrible.
Really?
It was always it would take like a month to do. It would come back and look like someone literally like painted the image. It's just really poor Photoshop jobs. But this supposedly looks realistic, so we'll see what happens. Samsung has patented a new contact lens camera that is triggered by blinking, they say. The design of the contact lens shows it's having a camera, a tiny display in
Do
it.
you have the time to listen to me whine? Green Day.
Green Day?
Because I can't think of that Blink 182
Oh,
song.
I was like, Blink-182, what?
how does this song? How does that big hit go?
There's a bunch of big hits.
The first major hit that went on MTV. I'm 23 or whatever it went.
What's my age again?
What's my age again? What's my age again?
This is Jared reacting to all the people that said, thank goodness Jared didn't sing last week. Compensating for that.
How does that song go?
What's my age again?
How does it start?
I hope we never figure it out.
So anyway, this thing has a tiny display inside it, sensors, and an embedded antenna, which will beam the images to an external device like a smartphone for viewing and previewing. A new Gear Blink trademark application was also filed by Samsung, both in the U.S. and in South Korea. No word on whether the patent and trademark filing go hand in hand, though, but I assume they will in the near future. Samsung notes that the lenses will offer better image quality than off-eye applications like Google Glass.
I took her
and all
out.
the glass holes.
It was a Friday night. I
We
wore
were making
cologne
out.
to get the feeling right. We started making out,
That's it.
and she took off her pants. No, she took off my pants. But then I turned on the TV.
And that's
Amazing,
about the timing.
amazing lyrics.
Amazing lyrics.
And that's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. And you're still more amused by TV shows. What the hell is the ADD?
ADD. Not
Oh,
the
from
ADD.
Canon.
See, they were
Yeah,
foreshadowing.
they were early.
ADD.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done reading those lyrics. Because those lyrics
Thank God.
absolutely suck.
It's Blink-182.
They made a shit ton
Simple
of money.
pop punk.
But it's like these lyrics make no
Tom
sense.
DeLonge, by the way, isn't in the band anymore.
He's doing
He was
Angels and
replaced
Airways.
by Matt Skiba
He's
and Alkaline Trio.
writing speeches for Trump.
And they say that the new Blink single is going to come out next month.
Got it.
But anyway, that
thanks
is,
for music news, Steven.
That's music news for you guys. Kurt Loder here.
On 104.5.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
it.
photo news.
You're welcome.
That's interesting. So it's
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to the
As
last
usual.
one. But no, because I wanted to find the Blink 182 thing. But being able to contact lens that takes pictures.
Yeah, by blinking. I just took a
Oh,
picture
well,
of
that's
you.
stupid. Just take the damn picture.
I'm sure it's like a
already.
special blink, so they're going to be like, people are going to be walking around just like freaking blinking like crazy.
Well, how do you take a selfie?
All the
I don't know.
selfies.
That's
are
a
gonna
good
be
question. You just.
What do you have to get a mirror? All right, let's wrap the photo news part brought to you by
Music news.
audioblocks.com/go/fro. Let's do some space dust music.
Lunar dust music.
Lunar dust music.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1, lunar dust music.
Houston, we got a problem.
I did the experiment snorting a line of lunar dust. It did not work. I repeat, it did not work. What happened?
Oh, just looking at Todd like
I was doing a rail of lunar dust.
Yeah, all right. So it's time for, is it Gear of the Week first before photo news?
Gear of the week.
I mean, before Flying Solo?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me
Every
get
week.
Gear of the Week. It's pretty big.
Is it gear or gears?
Well, it's Gears is.
Gears is.
That's what she said.
I'm going to randomly pick up a case. It's a 400-2.8. This case is huge. So I have a 400-2.8 and a 600 f4 this week. Did not buy it.
How much?
Got it from Borrow Lenses.
If you were to buy it.
This is $11,300-ish.
Ah, chump change.
The 600 is $12,300. So
that every
there's
day.
$20-some thousand worth of camera lenses. The 400-2.8 to me seems like a more viable option.
I agree.
Because it's a 2.8.
400's perfect for
The
that
600
kind of stuff.
f4, but you could also, I have the teleconverter Borrow Lenses sent as well, the 1.4.
Gotcha.
I'll leave the 600 in the case, but I want to, it's buckled in. I want to show you the front element of this.
How much does that thing weigh?
It's like a baby.
This weighs, I think this weighs
But it weighs more than the baby.
almost more than the 600,
because it's 2.8.
Louise.
but that's the front element.
Oh my god.
This is a 2.8. That is a lot of glass.
You could eat your chicken off of that.
You could. That'd be an expensive meal of chicken.
Yes.
But this is a 400-2.8. I borrowed these from Borrow Lenses to get the 400-2.8 and the 600 f4
Look at
to
this
shoot.
case it comes in, man. That's
That's a Nikon case. To shoot the soccer match, which I'm going to go do tomorrow, unless they kick me out already,
probably.
which I'm working on. But so that's the 400-2.8. I'm not going to bring out the 600. It's huge. If you go over to the Facebook page, there are videos of me showcasing both of these, just to show them. It's just huge.
Wow.
Just absolutely huge. And I also have to decide what bag I'm going to take, how I'm taking these over to the
Yeah.
game, because I don't want to
If
take
you had
these
the
big
production
cases.
manager 50, you'd be good to go.
I don't have the Production Manager 50. I could
It would-
probably
It would
put-
end up weighing like 50 pounds in the end.
what I could do is I could put the 400 in an airport taxi, or sorry, a lens taxi from Think Tank, which currently has my 300-2.8.
Yeah.
The 600 wouldn't fit in there, but I could take a rolling
400
bag.
will fit in there?
The 400 should fit in
I feel like
there.
that front element is a lot.
No, I think it will fit. I think it will fit.
Okay.
Careful those bird arms.
Bird arms my ass.
Here we go. Oh boy.
Don't make me put on my mesh shirt,
Look at those little
Todd.
nuggets.
Why don't you get something printed on your mesh shirt? Why don't you get Ice Raw
I
printed on
thought
it?
about it.
I know you
thought
did.
about it. I did think about it. The mesh shirt is a joke that I got to mess with.
Just
the,
change it to say I shoot all over your face.
It's so mean. So that's Gears of the Week. Not brought to you by anybody. Now it's time for Flying Solo.
It is
So I did
time.
something different on Flying Solo this week.
Which you did announce last week.
I did?
You did during the show. You said you're going to do it on Instagram.
I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he said it.
I actually forgot about
You
that.
did say it.
Oh, good. Then I did it right.
Yeah.
So I have requested that you guys send in your Flying Solo questions, but I made a video on Instagram, which only let me do 15 seconds still.
It
You're
lets
not-
me do
you-
60.
well, you're not
Now
that
it lets you
important.
do 60?
You must have not have updated.
I
because
did update it. Of course I updated
You're not
it.
that important.
It lets me do 60.
It lets me do
I
60
tested
as
it
well.
out the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I sat there and it stopped after 15.
That's weird.
So it didn't roll out to me yet. Maybe I need to log out and then remember what the
So
hell my password
how did you do
was.
it with only 15 seconds? You just say it real fast?
Well, of
Hey, any
course I
flying
said it
solo
real
questions?
fast.
Go now.
No, it's just like, all right, I'm looking for Flying Solo questions here. Keep it brief, concise, to the point. This is where I'm taking them, blah, 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 blah.
And cut.
Well, that was it. 15 seconds. I can
Yeah.
deliver shit in 15 seconds. I'm the master, man.
The best.
The best of the best
I
with
loved.
honor, sir.
I sent the editing guide commercial video to Jared there. He's like, oh, I'm glad I did it in one take. As I pieced together 35 takes.
Well,
like a
that's
whole
just
day to
how
film
it had
that.
to be.
Yeah.
Because we had to hit those keywords on that damn script. So we had more questions come in via Instagram than we do normally have on Facebook by double.
Probably because everyone
Wow.
sees it still. Where Facebook it reaches only certain people.
Oh
Partly.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Instagram, until they change the whole way the feed is, hopefully.
I could look. It was 310.
Well, what's your view rate at too? You can
Well,
see the views now.
It
too.
honestly doesn't have that many views compared to others, but it has a lot. When I say others, my other videos.
I also feel like the community is a little more. They chat a little more on Instagram.
It says
versus,
5,337 views. It says 311 11 comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these because there were a lot of really good questions this week.
Nice.
So we're going to blow through them, try to answer them as best as possible. Check this out on the back of my iPad.
Ooh, I do like that a lot.
That looks nice.
It looks really nice.
that
Yeah.
looks
Thank you
nice.
to the Fro Reader that did this. I also have one for my Mac Pro, my MacBook Pro. So I've got to clean off the other sticker residue that's left to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
It looked really good, and I eyed it up and put it on there, and boom,
Made the iPad all about me now. Perfect.
just like everything else. So we don't have actual people's names. We have their handles on Instagram. n.m_HD_aviation
Oh, my Lord.
spotter.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
the longest flying solo.
Hey,
ever.
Fro, Steven, and Todd. I'm working with my school right now to do the photography for the newly designed website.
Oh, nice.
They have been incredibly happy with the shots I've gotten so far. I also need to get. Oh, I'm paraphrasing because I had to edit
Oh, I
it.
forget. What's his handle again?
It's n.m_HD_aviation_spotter. I also need to get sports. They have been incredibly happy with the shots I have gotten so far. Cool. I also need to get sports images for the spring sports. I shot sports last year with my D810 and 70-200-2.8, and they turned out pretty good, even though I had to do some cropping. What I want to know is, I would like to rent a Nikon 400-2.8 for a couple weeks and would like to see if the school will pay for it. I was thinking explaining the price of around $800 from Borrow Lenses, showing them sample images of just how sharp it is. First of all, do you think this is a good idea? And if so, is my way to approach good? Thanks, flying solo. Basically, it's a high school kid saying he wants a high school to pay for renting a 400-2.8.
Guarantee they do not pay for that.
They can barely pay for sports and music.
They can
and
barely
art.
pay for pencils.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the fact
shame.
that they're
It should, but
no, realistically speaking,
public school or private?
I don't know that answer. Realistically speaking, they could spend $1,500 and buy a $200 to $500 and call it a day, and they would keep it and let other kids use it. But this is the time that no, I don't think you can try, depending on the school and if they're affluent or not, but $800 just to get sports pictures for one season for a couple weeks, I don't think they really care because they're so used to such shitty photos anyway that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll give you a point-and-shoot power zoom and be happy with
the
that.
first time when I shot in junior high school, I was like, I went over to the tech guy because it was a tech class that only had like a 2-week course for photography that I wasn't in, but I'm like, all right, they sent me down to get a camera to shoot soccer with. Guess what he handed me?
Point and shoot or something?
Point and shoot
I believe
with
it.
no zoom. And I'm like, but what about those big white
No
lenses?
zoom, really?
What about those big white lenses I see on TV? He's like, do you know how much they cost? I'm like, no. I had no idea. I'm this 13-year-old kid.
Now, if this was college, they probably would have done it, or their
If it's college, they would
photography
already had
department would probably have something.
Did you have a
in
temper
stock.
tantrum when they didn't have him?
No, Todd, I did not.
Why don't you have anything here? This makes no sense.
So you can ask, but I think be more realistic and say, hey,
Yeah.
can we invest in a lens that's affordable that would make more sense, a good use of $800? Because they don't care about the photos. They're not making money off the photos. I'm not downplaying you taking the photos. It's great for you to do that.
Yeah.
You could just go out and get a much less expensive lens, or you could just get a teleconverter for a couple weeks with that and shoot at f4 with your 70-200. You can do something along those lines, or just keep cropping, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
In.action.photos. Thinking of making the leap to drones. Don't jump from a drone. I've been reading up on the FAA 333 exemption. How about you put it in Fro terms that we can all understand if I'm getting the legal mumbo jumbo. If you make money with it, you need the exemption and a pilot's license. ? Continued.
You
What
probably
is-
didn't copy
what
the
is
full
continued?
thing. You only copied.
He went to the next. He went somewhere else and kept writing.
No, you probably had to hit continue, and you just copied that part from Instagram.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you
First
cut
time
off
with
his
Instagram.
question.
Oops. So they talk about this FAA 333 exemption, which I know nothing.
I think it's like the commercial
nothing about.
exemption,
I
right?
know what it is now. Better. My buddy Bill Rogers also asked the question, and then there was another guy, ML Bargman. Oh, that must be our guy from Chicago, who said he kind of answers this a little better. What the 333 is, and then I'll talk about it. I work in aviation as well as fly RC aircraft competitively.
Oh,
this 333
nice.
thing is insane. Flying a real airplane has nothing to do with operating a drone except for knowing the rules.
Yep.
Knowing how to read an E6B calculator or calculate fuel consumption and wind correction for a 250-mile cross-country flight isn't going to help anyone, or maybe 2,500-mile cross-country flight. It's not going to help anyone fly their drone or quadcopter. It's FAA BS, and it's roping people into becoming pilots and spending tens of thousands of dollars to become a commercial pilot. You may spend $15,000 to $40,000 in aircraft rental and insurance fees.
They're saying commercial pilot as an actual.
They're saying you need to have your
pilot.
actual pilot's license to get an
That's just,
exemption.
like he said, it doesn't make
No
sense.
way.
No, that makes absolutely no sense. So my 2 cents on this is, well, it makes no sense. And maybe, just maybe, they will come up with another exemption where if you had to pay $500 a year to get the license and go to a class or take a class
And I get
to
that.
make money,
Yeah.
that would make
Get a
more
certificate
sense.
or something.
But telling people that you need to be able to fly an actual airplane, to fly a drone, is absolutely stupid.
You're basically almost forcing people to be illegal with it. Like, because people are going to be like, I'm not doing that.
Yep.
They're just going to be like, but I still have to use the drone for this
Right,
job.
and so they're making it so you break the law more.
Yeah.
And I think that they need to institute, and they may, this is a new burgeoning market of drones, that they may get to that point.
Yeah.
And I think it's extremely important that they do.
I'm sure they will change.
And they
it. That's
limit
just-
it a certain way to police it, because we do, as professionals, want to do it right and legal, but we also want to make money doing it.
Yeah.
Seamantad. SEEMANTAD.
This is gonna be fun.
What's your opinion about manual plus auto ISO shooting, especially when shooting moving subjects under low light and when flash is not allowed? I am not a fan of auto ISO at all.
Me either.
Except I like the auto ISO when it comes to video, when I can lock in my exposure.
For Nikon.
For Nikon. Nikon has this unbelievable transitioning thing
Very
where,
smooth.
say you're in a garage, it's a dark garage, you flick the switch to raise the garage and it's bright ass sunny outside. It will drop the ISO automatically for you, but slide it down instead of herky-jerky
It's not that
stepping it
shuddering,
down.
aperture
Exactly.
changing look like Canon.
I'm not a fan of using auto ISO because I lock it where I want to lock it to get the image that I want to get, and I will tweak it when I need to tweak it. I'm not a fan of letting the camera make the choices like that. That's almost like going to a wedding and shooting 12,800. Maybe Todd should use
How
it.
dare you?
Evanderson Photography. Hi, Fro, Steven, Meredith, and Shut Up Joe. I was asked to shoot a wedding for a friend, and I'm afraid I might get undercut on the pricing. I will have to travel decently far for the shoot and want to make sure I get compensated for that. Do I lower my price point for a friend, or do I keep it where I'm keep it
real.
at a business person? You got to expect that they should be paying for all of your expenses and then paying you to shoot. I, as a person who wants to go to I rather go to the wedding as your friend than shoot the wedding. If they're in dire straits, it's a different ballpark. That's when you have to choose to do something. But you also need to say, look, I do this as a profession. If you want me to do this for you, I'm going to need you to pay me. And yeah, you probably give them a discount because they're your friends, and maybe word of mouth can get you more jobs.
Yep.
You don't want to be doing this all the time. Like, a friend of mine was telling me that somebody from high school contacted her, and she's like, I gave her the friend rate, and she became a pain in the ass client. I'm like, you should never. Somebody that just reached out to you 15 years later.
A pain in the ass client in what way, though?
Just
trying to get her
wanting
down
a
even
lot,
more.
wanting more,
Yeah.
wanting the being a pain in the ass with. We need the client wanted her to come to a wedding at the location to see to see a wedding before she shoots her wedding. Are you going to pay me for that time to come watch somebody else's wedding? What am I going to learn from that?
Yeah,
as a
that doesn't make
professional
sense.
freaking photographer, you can walk into any situation, or you should be able to walk into any situation and be able to handle it no matter what. Seeing it beforehand, as a professional, I Google images, I Google the location to see what the lighting's like, to see what the images is like. Stop picking your hand, Steven. Are you trying to see what time it is? Is your scab going to tell you that? Get it off the table. What's your girlfriend think of that? So that's my answer. Ilabros, ILABROSSE. Hey, Fro, Todd, Feven, straight out of Mike, and straight out of balance. Rapid fire.
Ooh.
Right there.
Number one.
Continued.
Number one. Who wins in a fight, Joe or Noah?
I feel like Joe.
I don't know that I can back. Noah's Jewish, so
Noah's
he probably
got some
doesn't.
guns, though,
yeah, but
man.
Noah's Jewish. I don't think he knows how to fight.
I feel like Joe has like ogre strength, like giant ogre strength.
Ogre strength is fine.
Yeah.
Number two. Landscape photography or street?
Street.
Favorite
it real.
social media platform?
I mean, I
You're
gotta go.
Snapchatting a lot, I feel like.
I am, but I think those people are going way too far with their Snap stories right now. Because here's my
Snapchat
thing.
should be quick, like Instagram.
But here's my thing with Snap stories. They disappear in 24 hours. And I don't want to hear that that's great because that's not going to deliver you a lot of value in the long run. Snapchat, like I get now over, 5,000 views per snap, which is new since Snapchat made a change.
Because now it'll automatically go to the next
Now
story.
it'll automatically go to the next, so more people are watching
I don't really
it.
like, personally.
Well, because I think I'm still watching that person's story.
I forget who it is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is a new person.
But at least they're making changes and they're making it better. But seeing somebody talking to the Snapchat every 10 seconds and then doing a long thing and then saving that and putting that up on Facebook or YouTube, you should have just filmed it the other way and put it up better.
I like the lower quality.
Favorite, I'm going to go with where I built my following, YouTube.
Number four, can I have your bag?
No.
And it says, sup, Todd.
What's up, man?
That's 4, there's no 5.
I don't think there's a 5. I think it says continue.
It doesn't say continue. Ryan Kehoe photo. Hey, Fro, Steven, Todd, and those other guys.
What up?
Would you consider selling the Fro TV show like Louis C.K. sells his products in that he does it direct through his website? First, he sold his stand-up special, and now he sells self-produced shows per episode as it's made. It's called Horace and Pete, by the way. I still have not watched it. They're anywhere from $5 for the first episode, I think, and then $2 to $3 for each additional for the new ones.
And he was here the other day.
He was here
Yeah.
playing surprise shows that nobody could get tickets to.
Wow.
In person. And he did an extra show yesterday, too.
I heard.
But that one you could only buy online. Betty was telling me a friend of his had 2 tickets in his cart, then the site crashed.
That's the worst.
If one would pay $2 to $3 per episode if it was put out that way, would I consider that? No. I'll just think I put it out a no because
I don't need the money. That's why.
No, because if it's $2 to $3, what are you going to have 500 people watch? That's not going to cover your expenses. I rather put it out for free,
Have more people watch it.
Have it ad subsidized where Borrow Lenses or Rode
Sponsored,
or somebody sponsors it, or we get like a credit card company or something, and they give us money which pays for it,
sponsors
so that
it.
we can
Porsche
then
sponsors,
put it out
yes.
for free to get more people to watch. I care more about more people watching it than I do about the small amount of money that would come in. I rather we break even.
I don't need those pennies. I don't need your miserable pennies.
Rather break even.
no, it does.
I'd rather break even on giving it away than ask for money and have less people watch it, because there's residual benefits to putting everything out there into the world. The site's been free since day one. We only sell a couple of guides, which helps subsidize paying for everything. I rather have it subsidized by a sponsor, and I think everybody would understand
It makes sense,
that
I
it's a
think,
free
too.
episode, that if you need to watch 2 minutes of a plug
If that,
or 3
yeah.
minutes of a plug split up throughout a show,
Yep.
you'd be perfectly happy to do it.
Yep.
So no, I wouldn't do that
And half the time you can fast forward through it anyway.
if you want.
Yep.
But that's why we try to do plugs that are interesting that
So
you
you don't
don't want to
have to.
fast forward
Yeah.
through. JM Quintero 7.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Jared, Steven, and Todd. My question is for Joe. Shut up, Joe. You don't have a microphone. My question is for you. We're doing a photo shoot. Actually, does he have a microphone?
He does have
Oh
a
wait,
microphone
he does
now.
have a microphone.
Where is it?
Where's your microphone, Joe?
Dude, I told
On
you,
the couch
if you
where
get,
he told you not to put it.
if you get glitter on my couch, the last time there was glitter on it, her name was Porsche.
I was just gonna say he's gonna go home and his mom's gonna be like, Joey, were you at the strip club?
Were you at Mercedes
there's
again?
glitter all over you.
My question is for you, where doing a photo shoot for another photographer who wants the raw images so they can do their own edits. Part of what makes a photographer is also the processing style. How would you handle this
Very true.
situation? Thanks, guys. So I've had it where I've done weddings for somebody else, and I've given them the files
Second
because
shot,
it's
yeah.
their wedding, and they've edited them.
Oh, you're saying, and never mind. I see what
And they edited my images. Why? It's their wedding. Do I have anything to lose? Does it really freaking
Well, it's
matter?
like you just gave the ones to Dan too from his wedding that you shot.
Well,
But
I
that
wanted
was
to
more of
edit
a
those.
favor too.
Well, that
though.
was a favor. I wanted to edit those. I want to edit all my own work.
Of course,
But
who
sometimes
doesn't?
you have to swallow your pride
Yeah.
and take the money and say, thank you, can I have some more? It's saving you how many hours of editing 1,000 photos when you're delivering it to somebody else. If you just shoot and give it to them, sometimes that's a great opportunity to just take the money and run.
I mean-
and there's I don't crop in my own personal photos, but when it comes to shooting weddings and putting stuff into a wedding album,
You need to.
if you crop because you need to make it work and it's better for the client, so be it.
I would have to do that though for the radio station. Every single time we do a live event, they usually will be posting the pictures in real time on the website. I'll literally have card runners come into the photo pit, take my memory card, I'll swap cards real quick, and keep shooting. And I'll have an editor in the back editing my pictures. Do I like it? I prefer that I edit my images.
Yeah, but they're also
But it is what it is.
They're also you're shooting RAW and JPEG,
so I can keep the raw images.
and then you tell
later.
them not to delete the files, and then they delete the files.
Yeah, and then you have interns that accidentally delete half the files. And
I'm sorry, I
They
didn't
don't care
realize.
because they're not in focus anyway, so what does it matter?
Steven's photos are generally in focus.
They
All
are
the
really
time.
good. I'm just joking.
Stop joking. Okay. So basically it's take the money and run. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Isaac Mijangnos,
Unchained.
to wedding photographer, aka not I am Todd Wolf. When setting up Facebook ads, what are your settings for a targeted audience? What do you do to get your first? What did you do to get your first wedding client, or what do you do to get your first? I guess he's looking to get wedding clients. I thought that was how did I get my first wedding client? But anyway, I'll answer that.
Yeah.
It was through friends. Acquaintances knew I was a photographer
Word of mouth.
and asked me to shoot a wedding. They weren't like personal outside of playing hockey friends. We were on the same hockey team. Hey, I'm getting married. I know you do photos. We love your work. Would you come and shoot our wedding? Boom. Went ahead and did it. How would I would target? I would look for if you can hyper target down to people that are engaged in a certain area. People that are engaged, people that are a certain age demographic, people in certain locations. I would target them, people that hit certain keywords, bridal showers, wedding gowns, stuff like that. I would find that, or people that like David's Bridal, David's whatever, name
Yeah.
the bride company, that type of thing. I would target it, and I would target people that are newly engaged. You can search for all this stuff, then you can go ahead and
it's amazing how
put
specific it gets. People you can target.
Roddy Paws, ROTTIEPAWS. My sister is getting married next month, and my mom wants
Delayed, sorry.
me to shoot photos of the wedding/reception. I am a video professional with a slightly higher than Todd wedding photography skills.
You know what? You're
Slightly.
not as good as me.
I can shoot in the correct ISO and in focus. My main issue is that I
Touche.
want to make my family happy, but not refusing to shoot my sister's wedding/reception. But I also don't want to be a pain in the ass to the photographer they hire. What is the biggest compromise? Thanks. Hope I get some borrow lenses credit. So this is a good question. There is no conceivable way or no reason why you should be shooting your own sister's wedding.
I agree.
Shooting video of her wedding, shooting video of her reception. If you have a company and you do this for a living, then I would have somebody that you work with do this for you.
Yep.
They should do the video. And I didn't realize, I thought they wanted you to shoot photos of it because you mentioned how bad
I thought it
Todd's
was about photos
were
too, yeah.
also. But if the case is they just want you to do video, Mom, excuse me.
Mommy?
Mom, this is a wedding. I'm not supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be enjoying the wedding of my sister getting
agreed.
married to, Bob over here.
Yep.
Jim Bob.
So,
But then give a really bad best man speech as well.
you're not making fun of me because you never heard my best man speech for my brother.
No,
Was it
Dan's
epic?
videographer, best man.
Yeah, no, worst speech ever at Dan's wedding.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, worst ever.
I know.
I'm going to go back and talk about this real quick. I mean, worst ever. First off, this guy.
It was the joke that fell flat, right, or something?
It was not. It was not that even fell. Blip, 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 blip.
It just didn't sound like a
uncomfortable.
joke.
It was uncomfortable
uncomfortable.
because it
Really?
sounded real.
Oh, wow.
It sounded real, and then the punchline
Never came.
sucked.
I was pulling on the homeless guy's leg that vomited all over her dress.
Yeah, he goes.
Just like I'm pulling your leg.
Everyone's actually
You're like,
concerned. They're
That's
like,
what he said. He
And
goes,
then-
I saved the day, everybody, because I came in here earlier and there was a homeless guy throwing up in the bathroom, blah, 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 blah. Then I started to pull his leg to save the day like I'm pulling yours. And
then he just stopped and bounced, though. He wasn't like, so everybody raise your glass to Dan and Anna. I love you, brother. Like, there was no,
like
good
crickets,
wrap-up.
Awkward pause.
It was like weird joke, and I'm out.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Worst ever.
Yeah,
That's really
it
weird.
was bad.
No, it was the worst ever. So I would not be shooting your sister's wedding. You just tell your mom that, look,
I'll shoot your sister's wedding.
I'll help. I will help hire somebody to do it, but I can't do. I need to be at the wedding. That _random photographer. Hi, Todd, Jared, Steven, Noah, and Shut Up Joe #.
That's the
In
order.
your 5-minute portrait editing video, you mentioned you used various filters back during high school. Why did you then move away from using
Back during?
filters? What?
Oh, back during.
Yeah, what happened?
High school. I thought you were backdooring in high school.
No, but let me get out.
Which makes sense that you have that book now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so this question you don't know what filters are actually that I was referring to. You've probably never been in the darkroom.
No, I use Lightroom.
The filters in the darkroom weren't these aren't filters that go in front of your camera to give you more contrast. They're filters in the darkroom that go inside your enlarger that help you either pull back on contrast or put in more contrast. They were these cellulite type things. Cellulose.
Don't you have them here somewhere?
I do have them here.
You have
somewhere.
an enlarger somewhere in here.
Well, I have an enlarger, but I actually do have my filters. They were these different color. They went orangey to pink.
Kind of like Steven was last week.
True.
Yep.
Orangey to pink, and what they would do is the higher the number, the more contrast you got out of your image. The lower the number, like -4, would be ultra flat, ultra gray. No dark blacks, no bright whites.
So you're at like 104.
No, I used 3+ or 4, and the highest one was like 5.
I spent a lot of time in the dark room at my high school.
I'm talking about darkroom in high school.
I did. I spent a lot of time in the dark room.
I
at my high
spent
school.
it in college.
What was his name?
Charlie Berkey was my art teacher, and he used to make me sit in the dark room and do my work because I wouldn't shut up.
Really? Oh, I thought you meant you had an actual like photography
Wolf,
class.
you know where to go. You know where to go.
Wow, we were all assholes. I don't think Steven
Not
was
me.
an asshole in school.
I was the best student.
Did you go to Catholic school?
No, I
Did they
didn't.
hit you with a ruler? Is that why your hand's peeling?
Public school all day, every day.
I went to public school.
I went to public school.
One of the
too.
best in the country, though.
Oh God,
Council
here we go.
Rock.
Best of the best with
It was
honors.
like 3rd ranked in the nation at the time.
It was.
What's
not.
it now?
Well, maybe in Pennsylvania. I don't even know how they rank that stuff. CJ Evans, you said in the D5 processing video you always liked high contrast. Do you think your style has changed much / at all over the years?
Nope.
Trying to keep it short. Great show. # Shut Up Joe. # Bring back Daddy Frogest. Okay.
Bring back Daddy.
So how
Daddy.
Would you like some sausage, Daddy?
So he's asking about has anything else changed? So in terms of processing, I obviously use computers now instead of the darkroom. But what mentality has changed for me going all the way back to the high school era is I had my first lens and only lens I bought.
Girls
was
actually talk to him now.
what?
Girls actually talk to you now.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was horrible back in school. Hi.
Hi. You're like Dan.
Let me just hit your. Let me just nudge you to death because I like you. You know, let me make fun of you because that's gonna make you like me.
I know who you are.
Pulling on the hair. You like that, don't you?
God.
Oh, you like that, did you? Oh.
Giving her a black eye.
Hey, what are you doing later?
I really like you.
What's your AIM name? What's your AOL screen name?
My name is
What's your mailing
no.
address?
My cell phone is no. My AOL is
We
no.
didn't have cell phones yet.
Oh, that's right.
We just had we had AOL. I don't even think AIM was even out yet. So the biggest change was I had one lens. I bought an 80 to 200 2.8, which was the first lens I bought. And everybody's like, you need to buy a wide lens first because it's much harder to shoot with a tight lens. But I knew I wanted to shoot hockey. And I'm like, well, all the real photographers like Bruce Bennett all have an 80 to 200 or 70 to 200. That's what they use because it's sports. So I got that lens. And I was always about filling the frame as tight as possible with that headshot. So I take a headshot and it's tight as possible. And then as I progressed through college And more so when I got out of college, I realized how important wide angle was and how important it was to telling the story. Because what's the point of taking a headshot of somebody at the Eiffel Tower where it's just the headshot, no Eiffel Tower, versus doing something creative that shows you the location?
Yep.
Right?
I feel like you almost shoot more wide now.
I do. I shoot a lot more wide because I think it tells a great story.
Ultra wide, too.
Ultra wide, but filling the frame.
Yep.
Aztec Photos. Hey, at Jared Poland. Dave Stuffelbaum here. More so a question on the new upcoming guide if I Am Todd Wolf ever finishes it.
It's done. It's waiting on Jared.
But will it cover sound editing? Like compressor limiters, all that fun stuff. At Stephen Eckert might not be a goof. Might not be good at focus, but sure kicks ass in your sound quality.
Every single question.
Steven takes this really personally.
Audio in the guide?
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, it's
a cursory look.
Some of that stuff isn't super in depth, but we talk about some of the things that I do during the course of stuff like that. And how in terms of editing, I mean, that's kind of a final mixing thing. We do talk about that, and then we talk about stuff that happens like during the edit, like crossfading in between cuts, so you can crossfade room tone and things like that. And I do talk about limiters and EQing and stuff like that. So, just a bit.
I think that's what's all you really need, though.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you have to at least. Again, this is the way the whole guide is. You have to know all the options that you have at your disposal.
Yeah.
So that when you when you hit a project and you need to understand everything that you can do and all the fixes you can make and how to make something work and how to make it better, when you know all those options, that's how you can tell the best story through the editing process.
Agreed.
Back to you.
Boom.
Brian IJ Photo. What do you feel is the biggest waste of money in photography? What is the most commonly purchased items professionals should save money and do without?
Lens cloths.
I think it's not the professionals, hashtag flying solo, hashtag I've never pushed my 5D to 12,800.
That's a lie. You're a
5D.
Filthy liar.
Oh, it is 5D.
He's talking about his 5D, Steven.
We're talking about D5.
I don't think you have to worry about professionals buying gimmicky stuff because professionals realize that gimmicky stuff isn't worth it. I think a lot of amateurs buy things because they think that they can get
I shoot raw t-shirts.
They think that by buying so-and-so or this type of thing that will make them a better photographer. No accessory, no gimmicky thing like that will make you a better photographer. Know what you're doing first, and then you'll be better off. There are so many, buy this and take better pictures. This will help you with your flash. This will help you do X, Y, and Z. I think also...
Buy a video guide to help with your flash. Buy a video guide to help you shoot pictures.
I think video guides are good to buy.
I do too.
Education, but not buying every educational product out there. Whoever you buy, that's fine. But, no, the point I'm trying to get across, I'm not just trying to make it about me. I would like you to buy my guides, but I think overbuying every piece of education that anybody ever puts out there and forgetting that you should go out and actually shoot is a problem.
Yeah.
That's why the guides that we create, and this is a plug for my freaking guide, go to fronosphoto.com, click on guides. There's 3 guides there that you can purchase to help us keep doing stuff.
Soon to be 4.
But the guides that we do are meant to give you a look, a real world example look of how to do stuff and then get you out into the world to actually put it into practice.
Yep.
That's my point of not contention, but doing it. But don't think that by buying so-and-so's accessory, that's going to make you a better photographer. It's just making them a lot of money. By the way, you can now purchase this awesome gimmicky accessory on my website that's going to make you a better photographer. ML Bargram.
So please buy my bag and my strap and my lens hood and my.
But I don't match. I don't.
You don't ever push like you're gonna be a better photographer.
I don't put the strap out and the bag out and say this is going to make you a better photographer.
Yeah,
it'll just make you way cooler.
It just makes you look cooler.
Best of the best.
ML Bargram, man. Hey, Jared, Feven, Todd, Noah, and Shut Up Joe.
Yep.
Exclamation point, smiley face. I'm a day away from my first real paid shoot, and the deposit the company sent me was payable to my website name, so I couldn't deposit the check as I haven't formed an LLC or S corporation yet and opened a business account. In your opinion, is an S corp or LLC better for a photography business? First off, ask your accountant. That's what their job is. Ask them which one you should form. Will proprietorship be efficient, or would sole proprietorship be sufficient?
You just have to get a DBA though. In the meantime,
that's a sole proprietorship would be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
it's part of you, and there's still more here. But part of your job is to tell them how to pay you. Put my name on the check, if that's what's on your bank account.
Make checks payable to X.
Exactly. Yeah. Here I sit without a check and I can't cash until they reissue me one, and I'm trying to do the business thing right. Advice is much appreciated. Thanks for everything you guys do. Even though we can't hear Joe and Noah is just weird.
Noah is just weird.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is true.
Flying Solo, hashtag shut up Joe, hashtag Noah stop being a weirdo. It's actually stop being weird.
It can be both, though. I mean, he's weird and a weirdo.
So the thing to do here is you have to know that you need to tell them where to pay or how to pay you. You could also, if you go to the bank quite often, you could just ask them to cash the damn check this time, and you'll formulate the next business account. You could try to do that. I was able to do that for a while, but then when it starts to become a thing, you need it to be in your name, or in a business name.
And you can register, you can register like a fictitious name that you're doing business as through the state, and take that paper into the bank. I forget what I had to do, but there's a way to do it.
Illybox. Hey, Jared. I was wondering what you think about people who do daily vlogs or YouTube reviews. Do you think one can make a living off of YouTube as most popular vloggers do? Flying Solo. Look, I think most people on YouTube aren't making a living at doing it.
It's easy to be that popular on YouTube.
It's just like professional sports.
Yep.
How many of those people that play a sport actually become a professional athlete at that sport? Look at the NBA.
Make it?
What does the NBA have? 12 people on the bench? 10 people? They got 5 on the floor. If they have 12 players total on a team and there's 30-some teams or 30 teams, it's not a lot of people making it in the league. So it's the same thing with vlogging. So what do I think about the vloggers? It's hard to get traction. You need to figure a way to get traction. Why would people want to follow you? That's part of it. You could have 50 views. Maybe it will build. It's not easy. There's a lot of people today that think that you're going to become the next big thing. I know that I'm not even close to being as big as some of these vloggers are. And I don't think I'll ever get there. And I have a pretty big following that I'm very proud of. But I also still think it's pretty small compared to...
Well, when you compare it to like the top 1%.
When you compare it to the top things, but I also think that if your focus is just to make money on YouTube, your focus is wrong. I knew from day one, diversification was the key. Use YouTube as a catalyst to get the following, to then monetize in other ways. That's the business behind it.
Sell people things to help them be better photographers.
Exactly. Thomas Prettyman. Will we ever see a Frono's photo guide to capturing and mastering audio? Planning on buying the video guides, but you've always said good audio is absolutely a major key. Thanks for all the killer content this year. Looking forward to more. # Flying Solo Steven. Is this something you think we'll create?
An audio guide?
Something. Maybe we do an audio guide that's similar to what we did for the Squarespace-ish guide at the table for you.
I mean, if we did something small, it's possible. It just always comes down to, do we have the time to implement for it? You know,
and
what I mean?
would we have to charge, because it's going to be a smaller thing?
Exactly.
Or does it become a free add-on to people that already bought something else?
I mean, we
maybe
could always
it becomes
do
a bonus.
maybe something like a quick mini series too.
Or maybe we get Adobe to pay for us to do it.
Maybe we do that, because I specifically use Adobe Audition for almost all of my audio editing.
Right.
Or if I'm in Premiere, I'll dynamic link it out to Adobe Audition and then come back in Premiere.
Yeah.
But
if
again,
needed.
a lot of the theories can translate between programs.
Yeah,
Because
for the most
limiters
part.
are across programs, compression.
And then once you learn that
Same
program, you
concepts.
get your own shortcuts
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff.
So the answer is we would like to create something like that, and hopefully we can.
Yeah.
Brendan Mathers. Okay, when is drum scanning worth the cost? For those who don't know what drum scanning is, it's a really high-end scanner. It literally looks like a drum, and it freaking spins and scans and gives you the highest resolution thing that you could possibly get. I think you probably could just buy a damn drum scanner at this point, because not many people are using them anymore.
Yeah, they're
when is
probably
it worth the
inexpensive.
cost? If you're getting paid a shit ton of money, or you have 4x5 negatives to scan, I mean, we're talking big 4x5s, 5x7s, 8x10 type negatives, that's when it may be worth it. Or if you're making a ton of money selling your stuff and you want the highest quality scans possible, that's what you would end up using. Rob Jinx Photos. Should the photos in your portfolio only be yours, or can it also include other shots from other photographers who you brought in under your business? So for a wedding, of course having rights to do so is a must, and not being dishonest about who captured the shots if asked. Thanks for the great content, Team Fro. # give Todd's mic to Joe for a day.
I
should
would
do that
love
for April
that.
Fool's Day.
I would love that. When I go on vacation, have Joe sit here and say nothing.
We should.
It's a good question. So basically what he's asking is, say as a second shooter shooting weddings, is it okay to use their photos in the portfolio? I think in an overall wedding portfolio, yes, if that person shoots the weddings with you. If they're no longer with your company and you're using somebody else's work to sell your work, yes, as a photographer who you usually do own the work when they shoot it for you. And at least that's how I would negotiate it. I'd be like, well, I own the photos. You can do whatever you want with them, except if
Use them for your portfolio,
except if they're
whatever.
competing with you. And maybe even then it doesn't matter
But you can
because
have some
I use
non-compete
theirs.
thing or-
well,
I
I
don't know.
use theirs and they use mine. That's perfectly fine. But you have to be honest with people if they ask and they're like, oh, we love this style. And you're like, great, because that was taken by so-and-so. The worst thing that can happen is when you see these big chain places that have awesome photos, but you don't know who they're sending to shoot your wedding. What's the point of showing me photos from somebody who's not coming to my wedding to shoot it? That's cheating, stealing, lying. So I think it's okay to put it in your portfolio as long as that person still shoots for you.
Agreed.
T. Metzfire. With the constant evolution of social media from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram and Snapchat, what is the next form of social media and methods of distributing content that you see on the horizon? If I knew that, I'd probably invest in it because that's really hard to say what's next. It really is hard to say what's next.
Yeah.
VR.
Video. Well,
A lot of people are saying VR.
they keep saying VR.
I'm going to get that Sony one. I am going to get it. I pre-ordered
Crazy.
the Sony one.
What's the Sony thing?
It goes with your PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
And it's just a whole boop, pop it on. It's going to have games, the whole nine.
Sweet.
And then the guys are already talking about how amazing porn is with it, so that you got that going.
I actually saw a GIF of a guy doing POV porn, and it had a thing over his penis that was going up
I
and down.
saw that.
Oh,
That was like
I saw that. It
It
was
was
in like
Asian.
Japan or
it
something
was
like
Asian.
that.
Of course,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
Asian. They
Yeah.
always make those sex bots. There's more here. Also, with the seemingly constant decrease in the attention span of society, or the increasingly abbreviated delivery methods of newer technology such as Snapchat, what effects will this have, if any, on your future content delivery? I think that this is one of the biggest misconceptions of all time. That's my Bernie Sanders. I think there's a misconception.
The misconception.
There's a misconception. Shut up, Donald J. Trump. Shut your mouth. I'll build a wall between the table, and you're going to pay for it. I think one of the biggest misconceptions out there is that people have a short attention span for the content that you put out there.
What?
If you put out high quality content that's consumable, people are going to sit there and watch it. If it's good, I think people are consuming more content today that's longer form than ever before, because all the TV shows that we watch, whether it's being on Netflix, you will consume an hour-long show on Netflix.
You'll consume 9 hours
Well, and it's all
of Netflix.
it's
Well,
all
you'll end
on
up
demand
consuming
now.
24, 48
Yeah.
hours of the series as it goes because it's good content.
I've seen people talking about catching up with this show. Like
Right,
going back and seeing like
There
where
you go.
Taco Bell Becky started and all that stuff.
And if you see, if it's good content, people consume it. RAWtalk each and every week. Some people won't consume it because they think it's too long or they don't have the time to do it. That's fine. But you guys that watch it consistently every week, we hear you. We hear that you love watching the show. You love listening to it in the car. You love the long form thing. And by the way, YouTube actually gives more weight to watch time now. Again, the more watch time you have, the more
Obviously, that'll
weight
really
they
help
give
out with
to
RAWtalk,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, and we have shortcut. But anyway, the moral of the story is, I think today, screw the short attention span. If it's good content,
Yes.
people are gonna consume it.
Quality always prevails.
Deep_blue_shadows. Hey now.
Hey now.
Fro, when you started RAWtalk, were you kind of inspired by the Howard Stern show, as it reminds me of the three of you?
Definitely.
You were Howard, of course. Todd is Fred with the sound effects, and Steven is Robin reading the news. The other two in the background must be the Whack Packers. No, I didn't set out and be like, Stern does a show, I want to be like this. It seems to evolve that we're not afraid to say what we want to say.
I think it was influenced by Stern.
Well,
a
you
little
know
bit.
what?
I don't even know if that's true. I feel like when I sat in, this is the shit talking we do now is the shit talking that happens when the cameras are off.
I'm saying in the beginning, though, before you were even here.
No,
Oh.
in the big Todd was on episode 3.
But before he was a part of the show. is
You
what
were
I
on
mean.
episode 2.
Who was on
Leora-
one? Who was on one?
Leora.
Richie.
Wasn't Richie on one?
I think Richie may have been on
Richie
one.
was number one.
It was
yeah.
Richie, Steven, Todd, Ben Loiner.
He was just going down his contact list and calling everyone.
And then
Will
that
you
didn't
please
last.
be on my show?
Well, that was when it was just audio only. If you're looking for it, it's audio only.
And
Well, there
the
was
poker-
video at the beginning, though. I remember we shot some video at the
For
beginning.
an intro for YouTube.
We
it
shot
was.
an intro.
It was- and we had the big pop filters in front of our faces.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and then I
see
would
us.
throw chips across the table with good points that
Yeah.
were made.
How long did that last for, the poker chip
I always
thing?
forgot to throw them across the table.
I feel like, yeah.
He did. I remember that. I remember he did not throw any chips during
I think
the
you
show.
It's a
started
good
with
point,
mine,
Leora.
and then by the end of
Good-
the show,
good
you're
point,
like, oh, I
Todd.
forgot to give them out.
It made no sense.
Yeah.
I love the way that Stern interviews. I love the interaction on the show. I love that it's raw. I love the nature of how he does it. It didn't really influence the way that we did the show. It's just there's similarities. He's obviously the originator of what he does.
Oh, yeah.
ANA3ALY hey. Anna Thrally hey. Dudes, my question is for @Eckert. At S__ Eckert. How do you deal with storage and all the RAWtalk footage? Or do
Good
you just
question.
keep the final export and delete the rest? Thanks. Thanks and keep up the great work, everyone.
So I have a little system. I have two main hard drives. One is my working hard drive, which is the Drobo unit, and there's 5 hard drives in there. It's a RAID setup. So that's my archive unit. So basically, once I'm done exporting RAWtalk, I'll upload that to YouTube. Still keep the master file and keep all the project files, the original uncut files. Keep them in a folder. Put that on the Drobo, so it's archived. I'll never really have to touch it again, hopefully.
Yep.
And then I'll have my working drive, which are that's my fast drive, my Thunderbolt drive. And basically, I'm working directly off that, editing everything, exporting it, and then when that's done, again, move to the Drobo, and then it's just an assembly line at that point.
And what's now happening as 4K happens?
As 4K happens, same thing, I think, except I'll be making proxy files.
It's just bigger files.
Bigger files, there's going to be a lot more. Yeah, I mean, my Drobo unit, we just upgraded that to 20 terabytes. That was maybe not even a year ago.
Yeah.
And that's already pretty much full.
So here's what, when we get over to the Fro factory, we're going to build a network of attached storage devices that connect to the cloud, automatically back shit up at night at superhuman speeds, because I'm going to get at least the 150 internet.
Price is no object.
No, they had a great deal. It was like $69.99 on a 2-year contract for TV, phone, and internet, starting with 150
Wow.
speeds. So I'm going to see
That's what? Fios? Or
Verizon
Comcast?
Fios. Yeah.
So what I'm worried about, though, since the industry is obviously moving toward 4K, the show, I'm assuming, eventually will become 4K, more down the road, but
Next week.
Right now, shooting in 1080, each show is maybe 250 gigs.
Well, and that's using the Atomos, too, on one
and
camera.
using the Atomos, which is, it's shooting in ProRes, so it is a little more. It's 10-bit, 422. But yeah, I mean, I think eventually down the road, we're going to be having like almost a terabyte per show if we do 4K.
So what's going to happen is
gonna be
that
crazy.
A terabyte for show?
I mean, think about it. That's 200
Yeah.
gigs for 1080.
Yep.
It's going to be quadruple that.
So what's going to happen is that storage is going to continue to expand. Those 8 terabyte drives, those 10 terabyte drives. Then
You're
we're
going to get to the point where it's going to be a
20.
petabyte is going to be like the standard for
Yep.
buying hard
And
drives.
we're going to sit back and go, do you remember when we
Zettabyte.
had that my 486 DX66 tower had a 388 megabyte hard drive in it? You know?
Yep.
I just feel like every time I upgrade a hard drive, it's already full.
So basically, we've got a Synology over on the floor that we
32 terabytes, I
It
think?
has 6 terabyte hard drives in it.
Gotcha,
We haven't even
30
hooked them up
terabytes.
yet because we're waiting to get over to the place. That's going to be one storage device. We're going to come up with some kind of network solution that's going to allow us to all be able to access it, allow us to offload everything, back it up to the cloud, probably access it from anywhere in the world if we ever need to get to a specific file, be able to send files, different things like that.
That would be nice.
We just want to have on-site storage, double backed up, triple backed up, and off-site at the same time.
Yep.
So, last question. Cognac_images. The one shot you never got and still bugs you till this day, #flying solo.
Good question, but I feel like we've been asked this
Never
before,
missed a
though.
shot. Never missed one.
And I can't think of one.
No, I honestly, my answer to this is that if you get hung up on shots that you missed and you never move on, what did you just do, Joe? Did you kick a really expensive lens?
Yep, it's broke. That's broken.
It's now broken. If you get hung up on a shot and you can't move on, you suck. Let me take that back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
You don't suck as a photographer. You need to move on. That's what I'm saying. You missed
Yeah,
a shot,
don't dwell
so
on the
what?
past.
Get it better, get it the next time, and if it doesn't happen again, so be it. You missed it, move on. You can't wallow in what if I got this shot, you didn't get it, move on. I've messed up shots, and I've missed shots, but nothing stands out in my mind right now. Nothing stands out as, oh, I wish I got that shot. Why? Because I've moved on to the next thing.
I mean, Todd would be sad all the time if he thought that way.
This is what I tell Morgan. Failure is only practice for success.
What do you tell her about cheating in school?
Do it as much as you can. Do it as much as you can. That's why I got you that iPhone so you could sneak and look at the answers. And when it comes to video, I always say projects are never finished; they're abandoned. Like you've got to move on.
Yeah,
you've got to be done and just get on with your life.
Back on the iPhone thing with your daughter, is that how kids like cheat these days though? With the iPhone,
No,
I guess they don't bring notes or write in their
at
hand.
her school, they have to have them
like
in
locked away
airplane
in a
mode
locker?
and in their locker. They
Gotcha.
cannot have them with them. I mean, but her school,
watch.
they don't
That's
have.
also a
They don't have.
private
Well, they don't
school,
have
though.
books. They have iPads.
Yeah, watch. That's a good point.
It's not private. It's a charter school.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just she goes to an unbelievable school that I wish
Yeah.
was around. The creativeness of that school. Todd said they had to win the lottery literally for her to get into that school. Charter schools in Philly are a big thing because the school system in Philly sucks.
Oh, yeah.
The public school system sucks. But her school she has art and dance. And you said there's a really beautiful production studio there.
Yeah, there's like television production or like
Wow.
green screen and graphic production and
That's what
motion
schools
capture,
should be.
Doing like Avatar stuff.
Wow.
That's what schools should be.
Yep.
It's all about being creative.
Yeah, it's project based, so they'll work towards projects like actually doing things.
Real world.
hands on real stuff.
It's very
That's
Montessori
totally real
school
world.
style.
Wow.
It
Very
is
cool.
very Montessori school style. So it's now time to spin. Oh, that reminded me. What were we saying? Oh, cheating in school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teachers would ask me if I was cheating because what I would do is when they would hand out the paper, before cell phones, I had trigger words that I would write at the top of the page.
I did that too.
I would write trigger words
I totally
because
did
I
that.
knew, because I would study the book, and then I knew that by having a word, I could then visually see
That's funny. That's exactly
the answer.
what I did.
Like I could see it in the book. So I used trigger. They want to tell you how to remember things. The best way to remember things. I'm terrible with names, but I'm starting to always when I meet somebody. Oh, your name is Pete. Okay, Peter the Great.
I actually think you're
remember
pretty good
Peter
with
the
names.
Great.
Yep.
Well, I'm really not. But then yesterday, Joe Betty was telling me about these two guys. One guy was Mike, so I remember his name. I don't know what I associated Mike with, maybe Magic Mike. And his other friend was
Favorite movie of yours?
was like Steve. I don't. Now I don't remember the names. But
Steve.
association was a big thing. So I would write on the top of the page all these keywords that were triggers, and they'd be like,
Yep.
"Are you cheating?" I'm like, "No, they're called." This is what helps me remember when I get down to the question. So if I start reading these other questions, it's going to distract my brain from remembering what I wanted to remember. So I have these words here. So when I get to a question that I think is going to be asked, it will then trigger something in my brain.
there you go.
And triggers are extremely important.
How to
Yep.
cheat in school, kids.
That's not cheating. That's how to do it properly.
I know.
They used to have people have to take out the batteries in their TI-83 because you could program the TI-83 with stuff, but if you took the batteries out, you lost the memory.
I feel like after all these years, they're only on like TI-84 calculators.
They went to color. They were just too expensive.
Well, now they're iPhones, I guess, at this
Yeah.
point.
I literally dropped a math class in senior year that I didn't need because I refused to buy a calculator.
They're expensive, man.
Part of it was I'm like, I can't ask. My parents are struggling to keep us in this neighborhood right now. I'm not asking my parents to struggle and buy a $100 calculator. I felt bad because I knew we were struggling in 99, 98, all those years.
Yeah.
Because my dad was just transitioning to a new job, and it was a struggle. I knew it was a problem, and I didn't want to ask for money. I didn't want to say I need this. I was like, well, it's a class. Why don't you guys supply what we need? I can't ask my parents for $100 for this.
No.
So
Those things are expensive.
So expensive.
that was the issue that I ran into back then. All right, let's get to the Wheel of Fro, and then we'll get to the memes.
do it.
They all spell boobs, so that's the
What was it? Pen 15. How did you get that 5-1?
No, well, that's the writing on the hand you're talking about. But boobs back, upside down.
8005.
What
Yeah.
was penis? Let me check my book. How to do calculator.
It's up on your nightstand if you can't find it.
All right, let's go around the Wheel of Fro and talk about that, and then we'll spin it for somebody, and then we will go over the memes. So here we have the Wheel of Fro, And what I'm going to do over the next couple weeks is I reached out to the companies to say, what product do you want to put on the wheel? And I want to print that out so we see a physical product for that company.
You'll know exactly what you're getting.
So you could know what you may win if you land on it. Like Rode said they want to do one of their $250 microphones, and one of the like $100 microphones will go on the other slot.
Oh, because they have 2 slots.
They have 2 slots.
Yeah.
So that's
Nice.
what I want to do with like on the Epson spot and all like Adorama and Fro prizes. It's also a way for us to put our guides up on there. Like you'll win our guide.
Yep.
So and T-shirts, stuff like that. That's a fun thing that we want to do.
Cool.
And they don't want you to draw them like a 4-year-old. Is that in the
that's
contract
correct.
as well? Okay.
That's in the contract that doesn't exist. Okay, we got Rode microphones each and every week. We use the Rode broadcasters. And every time I do Facebook Live, I use the Rode Video Mic Me
With that giant dead cat
with
that you
the
have.
giant dead cat on it. It works.
It's
So
like
you
this
had to
big.
tribble.
It's bigger than your
With
phone.
more Facebook Live happening, go buy a Video Mic Me. It's about $59, and it plugs into your iPhone, pointed at you if you're going to be talking, or pointed at other people. Because like Zuckerberg's doing the Facebook Live, and it sounds like balls because they're not using an external microphone.
I was going to say, it
Yeah.
does sound a
Yeah.
lot different and better when you use that microphone.
Lexar memory. I love seeing people have been hashtagging or at Fronos Voting and Axe Lexar pictures of their cards or when they buy something new. They're like,
nice.
this is because Fro uses this. We are letting you know.
Hashtag Fro sent me.
Hashtag Fro sent me to Lexar. We've got question mark, which is, any prize on the wheel that you want. BorrowLenses.com/Fro. We get from Borrow Lenses. Right now, I've got those 2 pieces of glass right here.
Huge.
Somebody was saying it's actually not bad to borrow a 400-2.8 for a week when it's like $300. If you have a major shoot and it's
Most gear
$350
isn't that bad.
for a $11,500 lens, it costs you $300 and some to have it for a week.
Charge the client $500.
You charge the client. It's not bad.
You can typically rent full frame bodies for $150 for a week, if
Which
not
is
more.
insane.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fro prize. Get all of my guides if we land on that, including the new one, squarespace.com/Fro, to get a 14-day free trial. No credit card needed.
10%
Can't
off.
wait to put out that guide, which is not about Squarespace. It's about websites, but it so happens to recommend that you use Squarespace.
Great guide.
Steven, spin again. Videoblocks.com/go/Fro. Don't forget it's Appreciation Month. Videoblocks is what we use as glue, B-roll glue, to help make our 5-minute portraits and other videos much better.
Oh, yeah.
Rode microphone once again. Kessler Crane. What were you telling me about that earlier?
Kessler Crane, they offer a 10% off code, which is Fro10. And I was saying, if you buy a jib, like the Pocket Jib Pro, which is like $1,500 or $1,200 or something, you get almost $150 off using
Yeah.
that code. It's a big
huge.
discount.
That's big.
What's the
Real big
code?
Discount. Fro10. KesslerCrane.com/Fro.
All right. Spin again, and we've got the Epson.
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 Song.
That is a Epson P600. If it lands on that, you are winning a $700-ish printer.
Can I get a printer?
Maybe. AdoramaPix.com. Go to Adorama Pix. I don't have any codes this week, but I'm sure pay attention to the Facebook and the Twitters because I put out codes often.
And I'm signed up to their email list,
Yeah.
and I just got a great code this past week. It's expired now, but it was 75% off their 6-inch metal prints.
Wow.
It ended up
No
being like
way.
$6 or something.
What?
So I do recommend checking out their email list as well.
I don't get bonus points for that, but sign up for their email list because if you want to, or follow them on Twitter.
I feel like I get like every 2 weeks there's a new sale. It's
They do
great.
a lot of sales,
Yeah.
and if you wait and if you look for the sales, definitely use them. They're worth it.
Yeah.
Fro prize again. We've got Think Tank Photo. They are sending me a bunch of stuff. My bag is the I Shoot Raw bag. It's based off of the Retrospective 30.
Ballistic
we got
nylon.
audioblocks.com/go/Fro. Some music you're hearing right now. It's also where Steven gets all of his photo news music
Oh, yeah.
to start the show and end the show.
Have a lot of fun with that.
But we use it for when we fly drones. Anywhere we need to put background music in, you can find almost anything that you want. Search it like it's Google. It's absolutely insane. Go play with it yourself. Audioblocks.com.
I know I do.
Audioblocks.com/go/Fro. Hoya! Hoya!
Hoya!
Hoya!
Hoya!
Hoya filters. Hoya filters. Time to spin it. I'm going to spin it for... I'm not telling you now.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you after we spin it.
All
And we're
right.
spinning it twice today.
We
one for the
are.
memes and one for this.
Correct.
This is brought to you by Mane and Tail. Mane and Tail is the perfect shampoo for you to use and use it on your
Yeah.
horse. Bonus points if you do it at the same time.
Ooh.
What time is it?
You ready?
Yeah. Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of Throw is about to stop on something amazing.
Amazing.
Because if it's on the wheel, it's amazing.
Amazeballs.
I know.
Epson printer. Oh! Kessler crane.
There you go.
Perfect for this person who said that they were asked to video their sister's wedding.
Oh.
And
Wow.
I told them they shouldn't.
That's amazing.
And they'll get what? A quick release plate?
Yes, it was a quick release plate.
Nice.
Roddy Paws. Congratulations to Roddy Paws.
Roddy Paws.
Roddy Paws. We'll have to get in touch with you so that we can get you your Kessler plate so that you can go and use it for your shooting videos,
That
which
is
what
perfect.
you do.
Yeah.
So that was a good choice.
that's a good one.
Go me. Now it's time to get into the memes.
Yes.
So let's get into the memes.
Reset and do that.
All right. So last week, we talked about me falling off my scooter.
Yes.
We put up that video for you guys to go ahead and make memes for.
drone
memes
video.
from, whether it's memes that are images, still images, or you did video, was up to you. And we've got 7 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them right here that we're going to go over right now and pick one of them to spin the Wheel of Fro. The moment when you witness karma in its full glorious splendor. Hashtag... Oh, look.
A shekel.
It's a shekel. Well, that's good. First off, it wasn't. There was
Karma
no like.
full circle.
There's no karma because I didn't make fun of Noah. Karma would have been Todd falling. What?
You totally made fun of Noah.
Hurry up, put it up on YouTube now.
Rick, quick. ASAP.
All right.
Stat.
The next one. Karma. Oh, look. A penny. That's funny. Not.
I love how Todd always chooses those ones.
It's not me. It seems like it's a theme. I don't know what it means, but it's a theme.
All right. The next one's going to be a little blurry on here.
Oh, yeah, it's small.
Jared. Tripping over his bullshit.
Good one, Joe. Glad you sent that in.
It's not funny. Oh, did you want to say the names of the people that were doing this?
They
That
can
was
see him on the
Josh. That
screen.
was Josh Giggs. Look,
right.
a penny is Jacob Burkhart, and the moment
Roberts.
the moment when you witness was Cody Roberts.
Then we've got Carl Pettinger. He's next.
All right. Earmuffs first.
Ooh, you did it right for once.
Fuck. Tuck and roll.
Why did they put the F word in quotes?
I don't know. Next. Oh, is this a video?
Turn my sound off.
Oh,
Yep.
this is a video.
Yep.
Conspiracy theory number 177. Was this a planned hoax? Content creator, tight shirt wearer, photographer Jared Polin over the weekend claimed this is an authentic fail video.
I love this.
We think otherwise.
What? It was authentic.
Let's investigate.
Oh, there's more.
You can see as this video slowed down and zoomed in to its max potential, Jared Polin, photographer, had planted his foot before the fall.
It's because I'm good at falling.
Illuminati confirmed. Next week we'll investigate, is the fro even real?
I love that. That
really
was
good.
Awesome. Super creative.
Who did that?
That was
Keith Nauer? Nauer?
Nauer, I guess.
Keith Nauer?
Keith
right.
Knauer.
Next.
Look at these losers run.
That was great.
I like that a lot.
I like that one a whole lot.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
All right, let's get to the next one.
That was, by the way, Matthias Lima? Matthew Lima? How do you say that?
Mathis Lima.
Mathis Lima?
Okay, full screen.
It was at this moment
Jared.
knew. He fucked up.
Did you see what was on the?
It's
on
a
this-
little portion. It's a portion of the
It was at this moment
Jared.
knew.
I did see that.
He fucked up.
That was Mitchell Shields.
That's funny. I still do not own a Porsche and never will own a Porsche because I do not want a Porsche. Next, full screen. This is from, what does that say?
Winston Broderick.
In 3, 2, 1, go. It's going around. Do 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 do.
Must have been the same guys last time.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Of course, I love the videos a lot more than the stills.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, it takes a lot more effort, too, to put
But
the
we'll
videos together.
pick some of the random stills that are we'll pick the. I mean, I like picking video, but we'll give somebody from the stills the free guides.
Okay, cool.
The best one, guys.
I think the conspiracy theory one, personally, is the best one, the most creative one, too.
Todd.
Man, I like the conspiracy theory as well.
But I love the scooter coming in, too.
I really like the scooter hitting Noah as well.
I think that's a solid runner-up. What do you think, Jared?
I'm going to say conspiracy theory.
For number one.
Yes.
I like the wasted one.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's funny. It's wasted. It's like it's a play on thing. The Porsche one is funny.
They're all good. They're all good, yeah.
So what are you guys voting for? The long one?
Yeah, I think the conspiracy theory all
Yeah,
day.
That was pretty funny,
too.
though.
I think that was really
and
funny.
All right, let's go with conspiracy theory.
I always like Jared. Oh, look a penny.
We'll be getting you guys prizes. But the main one, what's the person's name?
You get a guide. You get a guide. You get a guide.
Money is no object.
Is it Keith Nauer?
Is that the conspiracy
yes.
theory
I want to say
one?
that's how you pronounce it, hopefully.
Keith Knauer.
Keith Knauer.
Well, congratulations, Keith Knauer. We are about to spin the wheel for you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Keith Knauer, here we go. You want to play his conspiracy theory in the background?
Conspiracy theory number 177. Was this a planned hoax? Content creator, tight shirt wearer.
When are you going to move to the new Fro factory so I don't have to hear that anymore?
Oh, has he been complaining still?
No. Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Keith Knauer is about to get himself something new.
Same thing?
Rode microphone so it can help him record the video the next time.
There you go.
So congratulations to Keith Knauer.
Knauer.
Thank you for submitting, and everybody, thank you for submitting those memes. Keep them coming on. If you see funny memes or you want to make funny memes, go ahead and submit them to.
singwheelofro@gmail.com.
Feel free to continue to make fun of everybody.
Yeah, continue to make fun of us. That's fine. Post them on YouTube. Sorry, on Twitter. That's great. That's it, right?
That's it, yeah.
So that's a fun show. Thank you guys for putting all the stuff into Instagram this week. I was surprised, and I was actually worried that I wasn't going to get as many entries. We got 3 times as many entries that we normally get.
Yeah.
Or a little over 2 times. No, 3 times.
So you're going to do it again for next week?
I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I can't think of a way to do it on Snapchat.
There's
I
no
could.
way on Snapchat.
Well, there is. I would connect my Snapchat to the ScreenFlow, open it.
That would be such a pain.
I know, that would be such a pain because the problem
And
is...
they only can ask like short form
Right, and then I can't pay
questions.
attention to it. Maybe next week I ask for people to do video on... No, because then they'd have to hashtag it.
I feel like
that's
you're
a
just
pain in the
asking
ass.
too much. Yeah.
I'm asking for too much. Stop trying to add extra
Keep it
work.
simple. Kiss.
All right, so that's it. Anything you guys want to add?
Nope.
Wrap it up.
Joe, with your new microphone?
Test your microphone, Joe. Here, hold on.
Let me Snapchat it.
No, let me get some video for Steven so people can see him test it. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, ready? Get ready to test your microphone. Pick it up. All right, hold on. How's it?
Mic
check it
check.
out. Nobody can hear you. It's not a real microphone.
Now he's got glitter all over his hands. All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching this episode. You can get all of the photo news, stories, and more over at frontnosphoto.com/rawtalk-178. And that is the end of the show. Thank you all for your continued support. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Steven. Thank you, Meredith, sweet daughter named Rachel.
Trump, too.
That's it. Jared Poland, frontnosphoto.com. See ya.
Rachel, Rebecca.